What is good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a steak and shake mukbang. I don't have a steak and shake nearby me. It was a little bit of a drive, but I happened to be in the area where it was. That's why I decided to have it today. I have a cheeseburger in here that has lettuce, onions, pickles on it. I got ketchup back here just to kind of, dip it in some ketchup. Got fries here and onion rings. As y'all know, I love onion rings, and I'm trying to figure out what my favorite onion ring is. Any menu that I go to that serves onion rings, I'm gonna try to get them. I'm not gonna try, I am gonna get them just to see if I can find my favorite onion ring. And guys, I'm also gonna be reviewing Queen and Slim, the new movie. I believe it just came out last week. I'm excited to talk about that. I don't know how much eating I'm gonna be able to do before I get into the movie because I have a lot of things to talk about with it. There is gonna be spoilers when I talk about that movie. Not right away. I'm not gonna go right into the spoilers. I'm gonna go over, plot, what I like, what I don't like, and then go into it. But I'm gonna have to get into spoilers today, even though I generally don't like to do that. But let's dive in. Let's try this cheeseburger first, see where it stands. Yeah, you got your onion in there. You got your lettuce, pickles in there as well. A little water for the beverage. All right, let's get some ketchup on this burger this time. It needs it. Needs the ketchup. I should have said put ketchup on it. That's my bad. I can tell the ingredients are actually pretty fresh. The pickles are very crisp. The onions are as well. Pretty good burger. Let's get some of these fries. Talk about the movie, guys. Alright, I'm gonna wait a second. These fries are so tiny. I gotta get a whole bunch of them together. I like the fries. I mean, it's standard fries, but I don't know. They're a little bit tiny. That's my only issue with them. These are going to be drenched. I think I got ketchup on my shirt, but who's going to notice with a red shirt, right? Little joke. Give them a little fry. All right, let's try these onion rings straight up. A weird onion ring, right? Alright guys, so let's get into the movie. Queen and Slim is directed by Melina Matsoukas, and I do apologize if I mispronounce that. It stars Daniel Kaluuya as Slim and Jodie Turner-Smith as Queen. First, right off the bat with the names, they didn't, these characters, I'm 99% sure, we don't know their actual character names in the movie. It never reveals it. I actually like that. That's pretty cool. But let's keep it short. If one thing I do have an issue with right away, too much revealed in the trailer. So I was going to get right at it. So if you've seen the trailer, you almost have seen the movie in a way. So it is a modern day telling of Bonnie and Clyde's story, with police brutality being the backdrop and the reasoning. So Queen and Slim, they're out on a Tinder date, so they don't really know each other. They're just chatting. They go out for a little ride. He's taking her home, and they get an altercation with the police officer, which ends with the police officer getting shot. The cop has a chip on his shoulder. You can tell he has some hatred. You can tell he has some angst, and he's suspicious for really no reason. He pulls him over for swerving, which, you know, you just kind of, just like, you know, take your stuff back to the car, keep it moving. But we know that doesn't happen. I'm not going to not spoil that. The cop gets shot in self-defense. There's an altercation. Didn't need to happen, but it was in self-defense. They're on the run. The rest of the movie is just them on the run, trying to escape to freedom. Naturally, their story spreads like wildfire through the news. Everybody knows about it. But they're on the run. And you're pretty much from then on just taking a almost a tour of the South with them, which I really like. The way the movie is shot, it looks beautiful. New Orleans, Georgia, Florida. I love the way it was shot. It looks gorgeous. The way the whole movie was shot looks great. Daniel Kaluuya is awesome. But yeah, you're just learning about their escape to freedom. And one of my favorite characters in movies, he always plays the guy you don't like, or he's just somebody you don't like. You know, Bokeem Woodbine is the actor, and he's in one of my favorite movies called Dead Presidents, and he's the guy in that you just, why are you doing this? You know, he's that guy. But might be his most redeemable character. He plays Queen's uncle. It was in New Orleans, and yeah, they're just on their escape. What I really liked, like I said, it was shot beautifully. The acting was pretty good. Daniel Kaluuya is the standout here. How he hides his English accent, I don't know if anybody knows, he's English. I would never know that. From Get Out and this movie, I'm pretty sure he was in something else as well. But yeah, he's a great actor. I really like him. Jodie Turner-Smith, who played Queen, she did a good job. It wasn't like, you know, Oscar worthy or anything like that. It was good, just passable. What I didn't like, and I'm gonna, man, how am I gonna do this so I get in this? Oh boy, what I didn't like for a second. There was the few things I didn't like, but after I saw the movie, I saw it with Q. After the movie, I told her about some things I didn't like, and she was like, I'll say in a second. There's a couple scenes where they're on the run. They're marked men, so to speak, and they have a bounty on them. And it probably, I think it's like, I think they said like $250,000 a head. So like, yeah, half a $1 million for the two. So But I didn't like that. I like, you know me, I'm a bit of a movie snob. I like, let's keep the plot moving forward. I don't like pauses in the plot. But the pauses in the plot were necessary because they were doing things that they normally would never do. Go dancing, horseback riding, like different things. And I really enjoyed that. And when she put it in perspective for me, I was like, okay, I get it. Okay, that's not bad. Did they do it a little bit too much? Maybe, but being the Q put it in perspective for me, I'm not gonna get too nitpicky. One thing I really liked in the movie that is intentional, but it's unintentional as far as them, but the director's intentionally doing it. It's a love story. It's these two people who are pretty much opposites. They probably, if he had never got pulled over and that had never happened, they probably would have went nowhere. I think she was just feeling lonely one night, needed somebody to talk to, hit him up. That's pretty much what's established. But they, you know, he's a God-fearing person. She isn't. She's a lawyer. He's just, you know, he's a working class, regular guy. So, and with her character, the one thing I kind of didn't like with the character, I don't know if this is the acting, the dialogue, or what, but every time she's speaking, it's like she's trying to be poignant. She's trying to sound smart. But like I didn't really like that. It just like kind of just like, she had a bit of an arrogance about her where Slim, Daniel, and they're never referred to like that in the movie. Daniel Kaluuya's character, Slim, is just, he's very grounded. He's just a very, you know, regular guy. You can hang out with him, doesn't drink. Yeah, just like a cool guy. Just seems like, you know, he's just trying to enjoy life. Loves his family, simplicity. I can completely relate to that. Keeps a small circle. I dug him, and I don't think he was trying to do anything with her that night, even though he's a guy and he met her on Tinder, so that might be thought. But I really like that, you know, he was just trying to get to know her. He thought she was attractive, he liked her energy, and he's just trying to get to know her. And then the whole incident happens with the cops. All right, guys, so let me have another onion ring here before I get into spoilers. Before I get into spoilers, just for anybody who cares, my thoughts on onion rings. Again, not crispy enough. They're just not crispy enough. And it's not like they've been sitting around for that long. They're okay. So yeah, onion rings, nothing to write home about, but you know, the batter's okay. It's like this kind of a standard batter. I need a crunch. I need a crispiness. I need all that with my onion ring. All right, guys, so we're going to be going into some spoilers right now. So I'm going to put a little thing on the screen so you know the spoilers are there. And then I'll put something up when the spoilers are over. All right, so spoiler alert. You've been warned. Okay, guys, so there's the scene where they go to the family's house where they get ratted out by the cops. The cops come in there overnight. You know, the nosy neighbor comes there. They're under the floorboards. They jump out the window. They go into the car, right? Now, while they're in the car, he pops her shoulder back into place because she dislocated it jumping out the window. There's two cops out front, which they suspected and were accurate. You know, that's true stuff. Now the one cop, there's African American cop and then there's white cop out front of the house. So the African American cop, Livingston, he hears something and he hears her scream when he pops her shoulder. And he's like, I heard something. And the other cop could care less. He's like, it's just birds, whatever, who knows. And but he's like, no, I heard something. I know the difference between a human scream and an animal scream. And then he walks back there. Now, if he heard a noise and he is suspicious, the only thing he is there for is them. So if he's suspicious, he's naturally suspicious that there's something going on in the garage with them. That's why he goes back there. He goes back there because they are his assignment. He's a cop, they're his assignment. If he gets back there, right? And they get the car started, and he pulls up the garage. They're looking at each other, and he just lets them go. If you were going to let them go anyway, why would you go back there? This scene, guys, this scene frustrated me so much. If you're going back there based on suspicion, and you find what you're suspicious of, why would you let them go? If you're going to let them go anyway, any suspicion you have of them being there, you would just ignore. Your partner didn't care, then why would you continue to go back there? Worst case scenario, when you hear that, like, you're like, okay, they might be back. There's a possibility I might have heard something and they might be back there. Why would you go back there if you're going to let them go anyway? That makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Completely wasted scene. That's a trailer scene. That's a filler scene to the T. You get it, it was all set up for drama and tension, and I thought that was going to be the end of the movie. I thought that was going to be it. I thought he was going to pull it up, and I thought he was going to pop him. It was going to be over. And listen, that would have been a sad ending. That would have been a terrible ending, but that would have been an accurate ending based off the circumstance and the context of where they were. That scene took me out of the movie. That's at the end of the movie. It drove me crazy. Why would he go back there? There's no reason for you to go back there, dude. Why would you go back there? If you're going to let them go, if in your head you're on their side, which is fine. I'm not here to say if you're for or against them, whatever. If you're on their side, listen, I get it. They definitely have a case. They were in self-defense. They did what they did. Whatever. That's beside the point. But like, if you're riding with them and you want to see them go free, why would you go back there anyway? It was just this scene to build up tension. It was wasted. It ruined the movie for me. It took this movie from where it'd probably be like a 4.5, 4.5 stars to 3.5, maybe 4. Like somewhere in that range. It took it down like a whole point for me, as if I'm doing like ratings. Why? Just had them gather. It was just another scene to create tension and drama that went nowhere. Useless. And then they turn and they get away. And then they're going down to Florida based off the instructions of the family that they were hiding with. And they knew them through the Uncle Earl, played by Bokeem Woodbine. I love that guy. He plays a reprehensible person better than anybody. And as far as the actual ending goes, I knew how the movie was going to end. It's a Bonnie and Clyde story. It takes place with police brutality. I knew they were going to get shot and killed. Like, it was just a matter of time, and I thought it was going to happen in that garage scene. I thought it was just going to happen like that, and not in the dramatic fashion that happened at the end. So they go down to Florida, they meet the guy, Q's yelling at, she knows that guy that helped him out with the gold teeth, he's full of it. He ends up being full of it, and then on we go. I didn't mind the way it ended. It was sad, but that's how it had to end. There's two types of, we have different endings. Like, Daniel Kaluuya is in 2 different movies that have 2 different types of endings. He's in Get Out, where the cops show up, and where you think it's the cops, but it's not the cops. It's his cousin, and he helps him out. But in our mind, we're like, the more realistic ending is the cops being there, him getting arrested. That's what probably in reality would have happened, but Jordan Peele wanted a happy ending, and I really like him for that. I like that ending to Get Out. This was a realistic ending for it. However, after they are shot on the tarmac in Florida, right when they're getting near the plane, there's no way they were getting near that plane. Come on, I mean, anybody who thought they were going to escape, come on, it wasn't going to happen. It's a Bonnie and Clyde story. Bonnie and Clyde didn't make it. These two ain't going to make it. The way they did it, the love story part of it, them holding hands, I really liked all that. That was good. After they both get shot with him holding her, the camera should have went up them, and then that was it. I did not like that end scene after that. The actual end scene was unnecessary. Showing the funeral, showing the mural, showing, like, leave some of this stuff for the audience to figure out. Like, why? We don't need all that. Like, they died. It's their story. When their story is over, that should be it. Like, them as people, like, I guess their story does continue because they're being honored and all that. But, like, I don't get it. Like, why are we still, I don't know. I just felt like it was unnecessary. It was padding to make the movie longer. I thought pulling the camera up of them lying down and maybe them doing that shot of them sitting on the car, which was awesome. Have like that be on, just show the mural of them. Like, and then have them there and then show the mural maybe or the picture of them and then that's it. That whole thing with kids wearing t-shirts, like it was unnecessary. We can figure out that that's probably going to happen, but I don't need that to be shown to me. I'm theater of the mind guy. Let me figure out some things for myself. Don't spoon feed me everything. You know what I mean? All right, and then the other issue I had was when they went to the cemetery with her mom and we learned the backstory with her uncle and her mom. Again, theater of the mind. I don't need to know that. I like the mystery of it. And also, another thing, they would never let her defend her uncle who killed her mom in a court case. She's related to both of them. There's no way that they're going to ever let her try that case. Listen, there's reaches in a movie, and then there's far reaches. That's a far reach, and another, I'm like in there, like that would never happen. They would never let you try that case. They let you try the case of your mom's death, and your uncle is the perpetrator of that. They would let you do that. Okay, and you were there? They say she was there? I don't know. But they would never let her try that. Okay, and the spoilers, back to the food. Alright guys, so spoilers are over. I'm having our onion ring. I'm a little disappointed in those onion rings, I gotta say. So yeah, I got Steak and Shake. Gets knocked off the list. You gotta do better. You need a crispier batter. You gotta, if you're gonna do onion rings, do them right, man. Come on. I'm a big proponent of onion rings. I love onion rings, but I love a crisp, crunchy onion ring. Guys, regarding Queen and Slim, it is a movie I do recommend. If you watch the spoilers just now, you could hear I do have some issues with it. I think it could have been a tighter movie. I think it could have been handled a little bit differently. But it's not my movie. I'm not the director. If I want to make a movie that's my own, then I gotta get out and do it myself. But I still do have some issues with it. But I do recommend it. If it's in the theaters nearby you, you have an afternoon. I think it's like 2 and change. It was a little bit longer than it needed to be. But yeah, good movie overall. If I'm gonna rate it, probably in the 3.5, 4 range, probably 3.7 if I'm getting like real down to specifics. Like if you did one thing, like maybe a 4, you know, who knows. Nonetheless, I do recommend that. Next couple of days, I'm just talking about some other topics. I've been doing some reading, so I do want to discuss what I've been reading with you guys. So that I'll be talking about in the next couple of days as well. Thank you for joining me for this Steak and Shake Mukbang and my review of Queen and Slim. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Please take care of each other and be well.